Hi, my name is Isaiah Harris, and I will be talking about stress and well being. Stress is a mental state or an emotional strain or tension from very hard and demanding circumstances. I'll be talking about the history of stress and the significance of it, the effects of stress on people, and I will also be talking about some preventative measures of stress. First, there is a lot of history behind stress. In 1936, Hans Seeley wrote the first scientific paper to talk about stress and define stress. The importance of this is because Seeley was the first person in his field of study to write about stress. The first annual report about stress was written in 1951. This document was the first of many documents to talk about stress and its field. The month of April became Stress Awareness Month in 1992. This let us know that people were becoming more aware of stress and the more resources were being put into doing something about it. In 2000, the JET Foundation was founded to prevent suicides among college students to promote positive and emotional health. This foundation put the resources to helping college students, especially those with mental illness problems, including stress. So this is important because it helped a lot of people. The national chapter of Active Minds was made to be a nonprofit organization that was meant to fight mental health movements for students in 2003. This means that more and more people are becoming aware of the effects of stress on people, especially our younger children. Research from NTVU and Associated Press survey was done in 2008, and it said 4 to 10 students say they deal with a lot of frequent stress, and 1 out of 5 students said they always feel stress. The, the survey in 2010 that was published by the British Journal of Psychology, it was found that 9% of students that had no symptoms beforehand had shown that they were depressed, and 20% of students started to experience clinical anxiousness. And there was a national survey taken that showed over 64% of students dropped out of school due to mental health problems and related to stress. These surveys just further show the effect that stress has on us at a psychological level, especially for our students. Now, stress has a different effect on everyone. It can be positive and or negative. One of the positive results of stress is that it can be a burst of energy that can help you accomplish a task. Stress can be a very advantageous in small doses. For example, stress can be a motivator in a goal or complete day-to-day challenges. In actuality, stress makes us more efficient and makes our memories better. Stress also produces a fight or flight response, which is like an early warning system. When our brains think that we are in a stressful situation, we are flooded with chemicals like epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. The side effects of this reaction can be increase in blood pressure and heart rate. In addition to that, our senses are sharpened too. Some researchers think that stress can make our immune system stronger. It was found that stress can improve how the heart works and protect our bodies from infections. A study was conducted where it was found that that when a person has moderate levels of stress before surgery, they recover a lot better than people who had high stress levels or even low stress levels. Stress is not always good because when we perceive it as bad, it can do more harm than good. But stress is a key for survival, but it can be detrimental when we let it be. Having emotional stress that stays around for very long periods of time can make our immune system weak and give us conditions like depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, etc. When the heart is exposed to too much epinephrine, it can make it weak. There are signs when someone has too much stress. It can be difficult to tell when we experience good or bad stress. But your body provides you with signs when you are dealing with too much stress. Some of the signs can be the inability to complete tasks, body aches, irritability, headaches, change in appetite, etc. There are some preventative measures against negative stress. Exercise is a very good tool to prevent negative stress. Exercising consistently is a great way to make the human mind relax. It takes its mind off things, kind of, you know? It even helps to improve a person's mood. But exercise has to be done regularly for it to affect stress at all. Moderated exercise should be done at least 150 minutes, while vigorous exercise should be done for at least 75 minutes. Setting exercise goals are important so that an individual does not give up, but these goals have to be within reach. So we can't expect to run 10K in a week if we can't run a mile, when it's hard for us to run a mile. It is important to remember that doing some exercise is better than doing none at all. Another tool to counteract stress is to make sure that the muscles are relaxed. When someone is stressed, their muscles get a little tense. Methods to keep the muscles from getting tense or to stretch, getting a massage helps, bathing in hot water or taking a shower, and resting. That's very important. The next way that one can prevent stress is practicing deep breathing. Focusing on breathing can take a lot of stress away once a person stops for a minute. When an individual improves in their breathing technique that they have started, it helps reduce stress and helps them get better at reducing their type of stress. Then first, an individual has to get into a relaxing position and a comfortable position on the floor, or they can just lie down. This is the first step in practicing deep breathing. Then they close their eyes and imagine a place where they feel most relaxed, like the beach or a childhood home. It usually tends to be a place where they have positive memories that they like to look back on fondly. Then finally, a person takes deep breaths in for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Eating well throughout a person's life can also have really positive effects on stress level. Having a well-balanced diet can make one very happy and focused. This helps to keep a person in control of their moods. They should have a lot more vegetables, fruit, whole grains, and lean protein for energy throughout the day. It's important not to miss a meal because it is not good for a person and can change a person's mood for the worse. Then stress will actually increase from the negative feelings. So, as you can see, there's a lot of history behind stress, and that history has been important to making milestones and figuring out the effects of stress on us. And not all the effects of stress are bad. It has a really negative connotation on it, but stress can actually help us in our lives and make us feel better and accomplish things. But we cannot focus on stress too much because when we do, it can have negative effects on us, and it can make our bodies less productive if we think of it as that. And also, but we can find ways to prevent stress. We can find ways to prevent stress, at least negative stress, because you don't want to prevent positive stress because it makes us feel better. Negative stress can be prevented through a number of different exercises and breathing. So, thank you for listening to my lecture. I appreciate you guys hearing about my findings on stress.